Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm Sophie, if we haven't met before, and I'm a somatic coach, yoga teacher and artist, and I integrate these to support women and people who struggle with body acceptance, self-acceptance, self-belief, and the threads that weave through these. So perfectionism, anxiety, maybe feeling stuck, or a lack of joy or direction in life. And I'm running a 10-week group somatic coaching and creativity program. It starts in April. And I wanted to talk a little bit about Embody Your Joy being a portal for possibility in your life. So within somatic coaching, we think about, well, in life actually, not just within somatic coaching, but when we connect to nature and the rhythms and seasons around us, there are portals. And a portal of possibility is when there's that kind of knowing, that inner, like something's gonna happen, I'm not actually stuck, something is possible here. And instead of focusing on what's wrong with me or I need to fix myself, we shift our awareness into what is actually possible. I know it sounds easy. It sounds easier than it is. But, you know, when we're working with somebody, we've got that person to reflect back to us, to validate, to mirror. And so this is what, you know, can be very, very helpful in a one-to-one somatic coaching session, for example, or within a group session, group context. We're not bypassing life experiences. So we're not saying it's not spiritual bypassing. It's not, just focus on the positive and forget everything that's happened to you. But we're also not fixating on those things that happened. And this may resonate with people who have had a lot of therapy and maybe still feel like something feels stuck, or you're coming back to that feeling of something is wrong with me, or I need to fix myself. And we can get into that habit of needing to fix, and especially if you have perfectionist tendencies, and that is something that I can really relate to. And as a society, we are always looking for ways to better ourselves. We're kind of told that we need to be the best version of ourselves, and it's a lot of pressure, I think. So we're not fixating on those things that keep us stuck. With somatic coaching, it is that body-led exploration of who am I becoming, who do I want to be. And somatics is more than just about being in the body. It's about the way that we relate to the world and who we are being in it. So Embody Your Joy offers a container to explore this, to begin to step in a new and more empowering way of being through nervous system stability. So, it can take time depending on the individual, depending on what they need and where they're at. We have to meet ourselves where we are at, and that's what I do. I meet my clients where they are at, and then we take steps to help them begin to move forward. Remembering that, it's not a linear journey. So we're not just constantly moving forward. There are cycles and rhythms within that, and we might feel like we're moving forward, and then we might feel like we're going backwards at times, and that is part of the journey. So this more empowering way of being through nervous system stability, through cultivating somatic attunement, through self-inquiry, so that you can connect more safely with your inner experience and teach your body what stability and this new way feels like. It's not just thinking about it. It's not just a cognitive visualization or a what's the word? It's not, I'm just going to say it's not just thinking about it. It's actually feeling it in your soma, actually becoming it. So first when we're building up somatic awareness, somatic attunement, so that we can then understand our felt sense, understand our body and how it responds, and how our body communicates to us. And then we start to step into, what would this feel like? That's the portal of possibility. So this allows space for those experiences that we've had in life that may feel stuck in our body, and that may come up as tension or a belief that you have, or a way of being, maybe that perfectionist piece that I mentioned earlier. These past experiences, we can allow them to compost or metabolize in our body and not stay stuck anymore. So once we get to know our body and we've built up that somatic attunement, and then we can allow those experiences to move through us, and that opens up a portal of possibility to who we want to become. And you get to know yourself on this deeper level, understanding your emotional responses, your human needs, and realizing that you're not a project to be fixed. You're not something that is broken. You have needs that need to be met, and maybe they weren't met in the past. And this is something that you can learn for yourself to help meet your needs. And we can think of it as reparenting. We can think of it as just being your friend, like you would support somebody else. So you start to learn how to take care of your needs, you develop a sense of agency, and you learn to be more compassionate. And that is something that many of us really struggle with. That's the thing that we find really, really tricky, especially if you have a loud inner critic, because there's that sense of, that's negative, that's bad, they're being mean, so I need to push them away. And actually, when that is happening, there is a need that needs to be met, and pushing it away makes it worse. So actually, we need to find a way to listen to them, to let them in, and understand what is that need that they need meeting. So I just want to say that this might feel quite abstract, that portal of possibility, and it might feel like it's not a possibility. You might be listening to this thinking, there's no way that I would be able to step into this new way of being, or there might be a lack of hope there, or it really depends on how you are. And be kind to yourself if that's what you are thinking. But maybe something in here is sparking your curiosity. Maybe that portal of possibility is already starting to change things within you. So you might take a moment just to kind of notice how my words have landed for you. Is there anything to notice? Maybe there's a leaning in, ooh, that feels exciting. Maybe there's an openness, an expansion. Maybe you're noticing a resistance and a constriction. And it's all welcome. It's it's a great way of learning how your body's communicating and what you actually feel and think about something. So the journey might feel uncomfortable at times. As I said, it's not linear. It might be really unclear. There are times when we are in the fertile void and things feel really messy, and during this process there is a messy middle, and I think part of the natural cycles are that we, you know, at one point we know what we're doing, and then it feels really unclear and really messy, and then we're like, oh, I know where I'm going again. So it's that kind of continual cycle of I'm leaning in, I'm going for it, and then I'm like, what? I'm sitting back. So, and we kind of need that, like I'm doing, now I'm sitting back and integrating. Because if we keep trying to do, we're going to meet maybe exhaustion. We're going to meet that kind of that confusion and knock heads with it. We need to sit back and let it percolate and let it integrate before we can continue the journey. So we are also learning to be okay with discomfort and try to be patient with things taking time. I think we have lost that. We're so used to things happening so quickly that when things do take time, especially within ourselves, it can be really frustrating, and it can feel like it's taking forever. So if you could start to imagine, sense, or feel into a portal of possibility for yourself, what might it be? And I'm going to leave you with that reflection. And it might be something that you just kind of let linger as you go through your day. Maybe it's something you journal about, maybe it's something you draw about, but let it kind of linger. If you could start to imagine, sense, or feel into a portal of possibility for yourself, what might that be? I hope this has landed with you. Do drop a comment if you've got any insights or reflections yourself or thoughts on this, and I look forward to seeing you soon. If you are interested in Embody Your Joy, the 10-week group somatic coaching and creativity program for women, I will link the details below, and you can reach out to me if you've got any questions. We start on the 14th of April, and yeah, I'm excited. I hope you can join me. Take care, everyone. Have a lovely day.